Welcome back. All right, so a news video in between the first and second period between the Sharks and the Hurricanes. Entertaining game. San Jose's got to watch those fast breaks. That transition game from Carolina is just absolutely lethal. So, that being said, let us discuss the news. Nathan MacKinnon has had surgery, nose surgery, so he's going to miss the All-Star game. Roman Jossi's going to replace him on the team. Adam Fox is also going to miss the All-Star game, so they've named Kuznetsov as a replacement for him. So, yeah, All-Star weekend next weekend is going to be a little different. And, yeah, so hopefully MacKinnon returns as quickly as possible. But, again, there's a lot of blood on the ice in that play and definitely a fractured nose. Vegas making news today with 3 contract extensions. And I think that the general managers that get this done during the season end up looking smart at the end of it because the market's always crazy. So Braden Mcnabb signs a 3-year extension, $2.85 million each. I think for what Mcnabb brings them, I think that's reasonable. Michael Amadio, 2-year extension with Vegas for $762,500 per season. And I think that's reasonable too. He's been pretty good since they picked him up. He's fit in on that fourth line relatively well. And Thompson, young goaltender, who they do envision Logan Thompson as being the future starter, I think. 3 years for him at a cap hit of $766,667 each. So, yeah, that could be a good signing as well. So, again, Vegas, a team that's had its cap issues since they're being brought into the league. I think those moves are going to end up being pretty good ones for them. Mike Smith. It feels like this is something we talk about a lot, but Mike Smith is getting closer to a return, although he is not set to return tomorrow. So it sounds like he may be like a little less than a week out, just won't be ready to go tomorrow. Of course, it's his thumb this time around. So hopefully he's back sooner rather than later. Although tomorrow, which would be the soonest, is apparently not a possibility. Tuukka Rask is injured for the Boston Bruins. And this is the weird thing. So they call Swayman up. They're going with Ullmark today. Ullmark and Swayman were fine as the goaltending tandem. Again, I feel like Boston tried to fix something by bringing back Rask that wasn't necessarily broken. Though I do understand bringing back Tuukka Rask. I do. From a perspective of, this is a guy who's got the all-time wins lead for the Boston Bruins. He's led them to 2 Stanley Cup finals in his time there. And he can be one of the better goaltenders in the National Hockey League. But so far in his return, it just hasn't worked. Now, whether the injury was causing his numbers to slide in the last couple of games, I don't really know. But Swayman being brought back up, I support. And therefore, I'm wearing Boston for this video because Swayman doesn't belong in the AHL. So, and again, I know there's discussion of, well, then they could just trade Ullmark. There isn't really much of a market for Ullmark, I wouldn't think, at that cap hit right now with so many teams up at the cap. So, yeah, they're doing the easiest thing by sending Swayman down, but Swayman's a good goaltender. Team Canada news for the Olympic team. Claude Julien, some cracked ribs at a team event. I guess he fell on the ice, something like that. So, at any rate, Jeremy Colliton replaces Claude Julien behind the bench at the Olympics. Due to the cracked ribs, Julien will not be able to participate in the Olympics. So, with Colliton, we'll see how things go. If the Olympics go really, really well, it could be a way for him to maybe get another job in the NHL. It may not be an assistant job, or may not be a head coaching job right out of the gate. Might be an assistant job, but for Colliton, we'll see how things go with the Olympics, right? It's going to be an interesting Olympics just from the point of view that it looks like it's going to be a pretty level playing field amongst the top, I'll say, 6 countries, and I think that makes for more entertaining games, even though you don't have the star power that you might want for the Olympics, right? Jake Guentzel today notched his 300th point in his career. Took him 338 games to get there. That is the fastest among the 2013 draft class. The next fastest was Nathan MacKinnon, who did it at 371 games. Now, for MacKinnon, his career didn't start off the way that it's been the last, 4 years now. But for Guentzel, he's got there. He's the fastest in his draft class to get there. And for Jake Guentzel, I think he's pretty happy right now, although they may not be happy with the result from today. But overall, Pittsburgh still sits just 1 point back of the Rangers. They're in 3rd spot in the division, I do believe. Carolina and the Rangers first and second. So Pittsburgh having a pretty good year. And Gensel, the fastest to 300 points in his draft class. So congratulations to him. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below as always. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe if you're browsing your way through. You just happened upon this video. Thank you guys so much for watching, for all your support. I will talk to you again soon.